2021 was a big year for climbing. With all the confusion that was the combined format, a messy podium for the men's Olympics, and not as much outdoor climbing as we usually see, it was a little hard to judge climbers against each other, so that's exactly what I'm gonna try to do. Kicking off the new year, this is my breakdown of who the best climbers across all disciplines will be. These are the top 10 climbers in the world in 2022. Hey guys, I'm Marcus from Ascensionism, and today we're going to be breaking down my top 10 list of the best climbers in the world heading into 2022. This is the video for the top women. If you want to see the top 10 men, stay tuned because I'll be dropping that in the next few days. Coming in at number 10, we have Brookerabatu. Brooke's one of those climbers who's been on everyone's radar for a while now, and 2021 was when we finally started to see her break out. She's climbed up to V14 and 514B, although competitions are probably what she's best known for. Most notably, she was 5th in the Olympics, but she showed flashes in the bouldering final that have me really looking forward to seeing what she can do in 2022. At number 9 is Akio Naguchi. Now, this might seem low for the woman who just won a bronze medal at the Olympics, so I want to be clear. Akio was a top 5 climber in 2021, but she's officially retired from competitions now, and so that impacted her ranking. She's still one of the greatest competition climbers of all time, but outdoor has never really been her focus, and now that she's retired, I'm not sure how much of her we'll be seeing. Still, you have to give her her flowers. She has 68 World Cup podiums and won the Bouldering World Cup 4 times. If you're talking about all-time competition climbers, Akio deserves her spot on the Mount Rushmore, and she helped to build the sport into what it is today. At number 8, there is Cheon. Cheon is, to me, the most exciting prospect on this list, purely because she's one of my favorite climbers to watch. She is, in my opinion, the best competition lead climber in the world, sorry Yanya, and she has a pretty impressive outdoor resume to boot, having red pointed up to 9A. Her overall game isn't as strong, but I honestly think the sky is the limit for Cheon. She's like a Kim Jae-in reincarnate, and I don't say this lightly, but based on what we've seen so far, Cheon could actually be better once it's all said and done. Sure, she's a little specialized to lead, which holds her ranking down on this list, but at only 18 years old and with so many World Cup victories already, she's number 2 in terms of climbers who I'm most excited to see develop in 2022, and she is the number 8 spot on this list. At number 7 is Martina Demo. Definitely not the most recognizable name on this list, Martina Demo is one of those climbers who just makes you feel horrible about your own progression. 4 years after she started climbing, she's already ticked 9A, and everyone should be excited about her development after an incredible 2021 season that included her first 9A, 4 8C pluses, and 15 8Cs. Martina is another specialist as she's only really dabbled in competitions, but she's an incredible sport climber. Watching her climb, you can just see the potential. She's so smooth and methodical, and she's still learning how her body works. Putting her ahead of Cheon is maybe a little controversial, but Martina had maybe the best outdoor season of anyone this year, and I'm really excited to see how both of them continue to grow on the lead wall. Number 6, we have Julia Sheridan. Julia is little more than a year removed from her ascent of Eagle 4, which made her only the 3rd woman to ever climb 515B. She's also shown some promise on the competition scene, although I think she's still adjusting to the World Cup format, and as now it's kind of impacted her consistency. With that being said, though, Julia is an incredibly powerful lead climber who has all the tools to be one of the best in the world. Eagle 4 and Super Krakenet speak for themselves in terms of resume, and at 25, Sheridan still has a lot of room to grow. If she ever adjusts to the competition format, she's going to be an absolute problem on the IFSC scene, and as far as outdoor climbing goes, she's already one of the best in the world. Number 5 is Hazel Findlay. Hazel is her own type of force on the women's climbing scene. A British tribe climber who sent up to E10, Findlay has been a force in the climbing world for more than a decade now, and she's still at the top of her game. In 2021, she climbed Muy Caliente, E9, on-sighted an E6 and an E7, and put in a significant amount of time on her 9A project. Look back a few years and her resume is even more impressive, with a sense of Magic Line, still one of the hardest routes in Yosemite, and Salathe Wall cementing her position as one of the best trad climbers alive today. Hazel has a different style than the rest of the people on this list, but she's an incredible, fearless climber who broke numerous records in trad climbing, and for my money, she's still a top 5 climber in the world. At number 4 is Miho Nakamura. If you flash back to 2018, Miho was the prospect on the IFSC circuit. She looked like she was going to be the one to challenge Yanya title as the best boulderer alive. A string of shoulder injuries derailed her somewhat in 2019, but she healed up and had an incredible 2021 season. First was her Olympic performance, where she gutted out a silver medal with some incredible composed climbing. She had not the best World Cup circuit by her standards, but then she wrapped up the year with an ascent of Mr. Hyde 14C. This was 6 letter grades above her previous red point max, and it just goes to show how good Miho could be if she chose to focus on the outdoors. She teamed up with Sean Bailey to learn the art of the red pointing, which is just a power combo in so many ways, and I would love if Miho built up her outdoor resume a little more. As it stands though, she's a staple on the competition scene, and if her lead game evolves to be anywhere near as good as her bouldering is, she could still move up on this list. Number 3 is Natalia Grossman. Punch your tickets and take your seats because I'm riding the Natalia hype train headfirst into 2022. Despite not qualifying for the Olympics, Natalia had, to me, the best competition season of anyone in 2021. She won back-to-back gold medals at Salt Lake City in front of a home crowd, sharing the podium with her best friend, and that just has to be the coolest breakout moment ever. She followed up with a dominant win in Moscow. She also had 2 bronzes and 2 silvers in the lead event, coming second for the season next to only Cheon Yeon. She's no slouch outdoors either. She racked up 4 V13s and a 14B in 2020 alone, basically as a pastime because climbing gyms were closed. Natalia is a strong, controlled, intelligent climber who most of all seems to love the big moments, and she's the person I'm most excited to see headed into 2022. If she keeps up her momentum or makes the same type of jump that she did from 2020, things are going to get real interesting on the bouldering scene. Now, Natalia had an incredible season, but the number 2 spot on this list goes to Lara Regora. In a world full of lead specialists, Lara is far and away the best lead climber on the planet, and she cemented that in 2021 with her ascents of Terapia de Urto, giving her 4 15As in the span of 12 months, and of course, Erebor 9B/plus. Now, Andra recently downgraded Erebor back to 9B because he's Adam Andra, but I think it's safe to say that Regora still has the best outdoor resume of any woman alive today, and it still looks like she's only getting started. Her indoor bouldering is getting better every day, she's on-sighting 514s, Stefano Gisolfi is encouraging her to try her hand at bibliography. If you had to place a bet on who the first woman to climb 15C would be, it's Regora. If you have to pick a candidate to do well at the 2024 Olympics, Regora wouldn't be a horrible choice. I think she's shown some great promise on indoor routes, and her endurance and creativity means she's always going to be a threat. I can't really explain how or why, but Lara is a breath of fresh air on the women's scene, and I'm just so excited to see what she does in 2022. Now, I need to confess something to you all. When I was drafting this list, I considered Lara for the top spot. She's an Erebor, outdoor routes have more tradition, she's been on a tear lately, and then Yanya happened and reminded everyone why she's the most dominant climber on the planet today. First, there was the Olympics. Yanya is the only climber, male or female, who lived up to her expectations in Tokyo, and she took gold medal while showing just how much better she is than everyone else. She had a gold medal in Myrigan to boot, and then after taking some time off to enjoy her victory, she rocked up to Oleana and on-sighted a 14B, giving her the hardest on-sight of a woman ever. Yanya taking more time to climb outdoors is just a terrifying thought for any climber who wants to compete for top spot on this list. Her competition resume already speaks for itself. 31 gold medals, a clean sweep in 2019, dominance in both disciplines. I mean, what else is there to say? We've never seen a climber who's this good compared to everyone else. Putting Yanya at number 1 is the only thing I feel 100% certain about at this list. Like, if Yanya isn't the best climber in the world to you, please tell me why, because I would genuinely love to hear. As it stands, Yanya Garnbrandt is hands down the best female climber in the world by a massive margin, and I don't see that changing in 2022. Alright guys, that's that. Thanks so much for watching, and drop a comment below to tell me if there's anything you think I got wrong or what should have been different. Stay tuned in the next few days for the top 10 list of the men. Happy New Year's, and I will see you all next time.